barely felt. I think he's actually wrote to Klaus Davidson and said, yes, he did.
Fuck him.
Close down all the illegal prisons and torture camps! Free Shaker Aamer!
Very soon we will be asked to celebrate Magna Carta. Well, we believe in Magna Carta. We believe in equal rights. Shaker's equal rights. He should be home. We believe in freedom. Shaker should be free. We believe in justice. Shaker has had no justice. Shaker has done no wrong. He faces no charges, no trial. He should be here. And we believe believe in the rule of law. And if you believe in the rule of law, everybody is equal in the sight of the law. What justice has Shaker had? No justice. No justice, no peace. And so for the love of the family, we are here. We are here to demand that Shaker is returned. Especially, let us take the message to David Cameron. For love's sake, bring Shaker home now.
This is a poem by Magna Carta, a great Guyanan poet, and I hope it will put a kind of warm glow into your Valentine's hearts. It's called Looking at Your Hands. No, I will not still my voice. I have too much to claim. If you see me looking at books, or coming to your house, or walking in the sun, know that I look for fire. I have learnt from books, dear friend, of men hungering, dreaming and living, and hungering in a room without a light, who could not die since death was far too poor, who did not sleep to dream, but dreamed to change the world. When Shaker went to Afghanistan, he dreamed to change the world. And I'm sure that there in Guantanamo, he still has that dream, and we are with him.
Shaker must be the next one on the list to come home. There's no question, there's no reason why he is still there. We know that the US has videotapes of 315 incidences in which Shaker was FCE'd. This is a terrible euphemism. It means forcible cell extraction. And what it really means is him being beaten up, dragged from his cell, and generally abused. Now, why has the UK not demanded to see those tapes? When we raise it with the UK government, they say, oh, well, we have assurances from the US that his treatment is fine. Obviously, all of the evidence is to the contrary. So there's much, much more that needs to be done, and needs to be done.
I keep hearing about the special relationship between Britain and America. If it was that special, now is the time to prove it, Mr. Cameron. Pick up the phone to Obama. You have 82 days to keep your promise, and the clock is ticking. There is no love in Guantanamo. I've been there. 4 days of filming. It is the most godless place in the world, and everywhere you look there are posters saying honor bound to defend freedom. The irony is unbelievable. It's a place bereft of justice, and the sort of values that we all care about do not exist in Guantanamo. There is no truth. There is no compassion. There is no justice. There is no fairness. Today we are calling on Cameron, for God's sake, start listening. Free Shaker Aamer now!
This year, last year it was World War I centenary, this year it's all about 800 years of the Magna Carta, and we are celebrating. In about 10 days' time, there will be a conference on how the Magna Carta has contributed to modern international law. Well, one has to wonder, well, where are those rights and freedoms today? Has anybody told Shaker Aamer that we're celebrating 800 years of the Magna Carta, 800 years of freedoms and liberties, that we shall have trials by jury, that no one should be put in jail without knowing why they're in jail, that we should have fair trials, evidence, witnesses, all those kind of things? Has anyone told him? Has anyone told his family? So this is the kind of hypocrisy that we're dealing with.
No free man shall be seized or imprisoned, or stripped of his rights or possessions, or outlawed or exiled, or deprived of his standing in any way, nor will we proceed with force against him or send others to do so, except by the lawful judgment of his equals or by the law of the land. To no one will we sell, and no one deny or delay the right to justice. 600 years ago, and it's important now as ever it was, and it's been ignored. I'm campaigning for Shaker, of course, but there are other people too. And that man should be brought home and compensated very generously, and if we should reinstate it in whatever it wants to do, and we should be on our knees to apologise to him for what we've connived in happening.
13 years, we shouldn't still have to be here. We shouldn't still have to be protesting outside Downing Street. Shaker should be home here in London with his family. And the idea that he should be sent back to Saudi Arabia, a country which has one of the worst records on human rights in the whole world, is an absolutely disgusting one. But it's one that we can expect from our government, because when the King of Saudi Arabia died recently, all the flags along here were at half-mast. For a country which is a dictatorship and a disgraceful place for women in particular to live, but where many, many people are forced into exile because of its policies.
David Cameron and his government always claim that it's up to the Americans what happens with Shaker Aamer. They repeat it like a dreary mantra over and over again whenever they're asked. Oh, we're trying to get Shaker Aamer out, but ultimately it's up to the Americans. Shaker Aamer is a legal British resident. He was given permanent leave to remain in this country. That means the British government has a responsibility that they can't duck to make representations on his behalf to get him back to this country. 13 years that successive British governments have abandoned Shaker Aamer. It is time for this to come to an end. We don't care whether the United States wants to send him back to Saudi Arabia. We don't care whether you want to. We don't care whether the intelligence services on both sides of the Atlantic are saying, send this troublesome man somewhere where he can't talk. Mr. Cameron, your responsibility is to get this British resident back to his family in London, and to do it now!